Hello, my dear friends and my dear students. Let's enjoy the summary of third very important novel of Ernest Miller Hemingway. A very important 20th century novelist. This is A Farewell to Arms. A Farewell to Arms is the third major published novel of Ernest Miller Hemingway. And this novel has you can say, strong autobiographical elements. Why? Because you know that the protagonist of this novel, that is Frederick Henry, an American working in the ambulance service in Italian army, somehow this character is based on Ernest Miller Hemingway himself. Why? Because you know that he was unable to just enlist himself in the army of his own country. Why? Because of the just eye injury. So he got the opportunity to serve in Italian army as ambulance driver. So that war experience somehow helped just Ernest Hemingway just weave this novel and weave this particular character, that is Frederick Henry, central character of this novel. So the novel has a strong autobiographical elements. Same is the case with the central, you can say, central female character of the novel, that is Catherine Barclay, based on that very particular just a woman who was in the life of Ernest Miller Hemingway. So this novel, like The Sun Also Rises, then just The Old Man and the Sea, and so many others, very important, very important from competition point of view. So let's begin. A Farewell to Arms, 1929, third published novel. Remember that, third published novel, and one among the most important novels, notable for autobiographical elements. Remember that. Plot summary. The action of the novel runs through 5 books. Remember that. The Sun Also Rises. The action of The Sun Also Rises runs in 3 books, and the action of this novel runs through 5 books. While working with Italian ambulance service during World War I, the American lieutenant, you can pronounce, if you just Americans pronounce this word lieutenant, whereas the English pronounce it lieutenant. So the American lieutenant Frederick Henry gets injured, and when under treatment in hospital, he meets Catherine Barclay, an English nurse. So see, he is the American lieutenant, just serving or giving his service in this Italian just army. You see this? Just let me yes, with Italian ambulance service. So he is working with the Italian ambulance service, or not with, he is working in the Italian just ambulance service, and while he's been serving just on the front in the World War I, a mortar shell, a bomb, you can say that, a bomb comes whizzing A bomb comes whizzing and badly just wounds this man. This man is so badly wounded that he is hospitalized, and from there from there where he just hospitalized, or where he is admitted, there he meets an English nurse, Catherine Barclay, who has been actually mourning the death of her fiance in the battlefield. Even then, this Catherine Barclay somehow allows this young soldier, young man, Frederick Henry, to come close to her. But very soon he is shifted to some other hospital in Milan, where on somebody else's special recommendation, just Catherine Barclay comes and joins him in the hospital. And there, while he is being under treatment in the hospital, he comes closer, both of them come closer and closer and closer. Then what happens? You see this. So see, just serving with the with Italian ambulance service during World War One, the American lieutenant Frederick Henry gets injured, and when under treatment in hospital, he meets Catherine Barclay, an English nurse. Though she is mourning the death of her fiance in the war, she allows Henry's advances in the hospital of Milan, where she comes to join him. He accepts that he is in love with her. So very soon he gets a kind of a realization that he is badly in love with this English nurse, that is Catherine Barclay, and he lets the woman know. Catherine gets conceived, and here see what happened. Because of their intimate relation, Catherine gets conceived, means gets pregnant, but isn't ready. Two times I have written it, but isn't ready to marry him. But remember this, though she gets conceived, though this Catherine Barclay gets pregnant, actually Frederick Henry impregnates her. Even then, remember, she is not ready to marry, because maybe she's not emotionally or mentally or psychologically not prepared to tie the nuptial bind or nuptial knot. When discovered by hospital superintendent Miss Van Campen, there is a hospital superintendent by the name Miss Van Campen. When this woman discovers this fact, that actually this man, Frederick Henry, who is under treatment, has hidden or is hiding some alcoholic drink and regularly drinks, he is sent to the front on her complaint. See this. Hospital superintendent Miss Van Campen, that he is drinking, he is sent back to the front. During the Italian retreat after the disastrous Battle of Caporetto 1917, he deserts the army, just barely escaping execution by Italian military police. So here, just when the Italian soldiers retreat, means get back, they withdraw from the front after the disastrous Battle of Caporetto. What happened? He deserts the army, means he decides to leave the army in order to escape the execution. You can say that by the Italian military police. Italian military police are in search of this young man. Why? Because he has deserted the army. He has left the army. And it's all because of that Italian military policemen are searching him. And one thing is, he is sure for one thing, that the moment he is caught, he'll be executed. He searches for her. So when he just leaves the army, he searches for Catherine Barclay and soon learns that she has been sent to Stresa. Remember that this is the name of the place. Some 95 miles away from the place where just Frederick Henry is. So Frederick Henry just leaves just Italian army after the disastrous just experience in a certain war, Battle of Caporetto. And when he deserts the army, he is wanted or searched by the just Italian military police. Now he escapes. When he escapes, now he starts searching for Catherine Barclay, and when he's searching for Catherine Barclay, very soon he just learns this thing, that she is being just sent away to a certain place, just a name, Stresa, that is 95 miles away from the place where just Frederick Henry is. Then Henry goes there, and Henry goes there, and they unite and together flee Italy by crossing border into Switzerland. So just this young man, this young soldier goes to Stresa, where Catherine Barclay is, and they very soon reunite, and together they decide to flee Italy. They decide to run away from Italy to Switzerland. They decide to go to Switzerland, and it is quite Herculean. Why? Because just Italian military police are after them, and it would be very, very difficult and challenging and daunting task to cross the border of Switzerland to get into Switzerland. But they flee. Henry goes there, and they unite and together flee Italy by crossing border into Switzerland. So they enter Switzerland. They are arrested by Swiss border authorities, but the Swiss border authorities, they allow Henry and Barclay, who masquerade as architecture and art students. So they simply pretend that they are the students of architecture and art. See, architecture and art, simply seeking winter spot to stay in Switzerland. The couple pass several happy months in wooden house near Montreux, name of a place. One night she goes into labor, because you know that she's pregnant. So one night she goes into labor, ensues, and he wonders if she will survive. Soon after this, Catherine begins to hemorrhage. Hemorrhage means she starts bleeding profusely. That leads to her death in childbirth. You see this. Dies with Henry by her side. So she here dies with her own baby. And when she dies, Henry is just beside her. He tries to say goodbye, but can't. So he tries to say goodbye but couldn't. He returns to their hotel there. He returns to the hotel where they stayed together alone in the rain, drenching in the rain. So in this way, this novel just ends, that shows the disillusionment of a soldier, just how he is disillusioned by the war. He has no more interest in the war at all. And again it shows that very particular lost generation of that time post World War One. You see, so I hope my dear friends, this just a summary will help you understand this novel. And the more important thing is that character, plot structure, and certain important incidents. If you bear in mind the characters like Catherine Barclay, an English nurse working in Italy, just a Frederick Henry, and just an American, just a lieutenant, just a serving, just a working in the ambulance service to Italian army, and some other important, you can say, minor characters. If you bear in mind all these, sufficient for the competitions, my dear friends. Thank you, my dear friends, for watching.